we're doing part 4, okay? And we're talking about the emotional and energetic connection to fibroids, the emotional and energetic root causes of fibroids, okay? Very important topic. Today we talked about estrogen dominance and how that contributes to fibroids, right? How that is one of the major root causes of fibroids. So today we're talking about emotions, energetic, and how that connects with fibroids. It's important for you to know because fibroids is not just a physical issue, okay? It does not just have a physical root cause, it also has energetic and emotional root causes. And that's important for women to know. So as they're doing the work of womb healing, it's not just we're healing physically, okay? We're also bringing up things that we've buried, all right? So that's important. Important information today. Very, very important. Again, this is the 4-part series of our Fibroid Freedom, it's been a long day. Fibroid Freedom series. Okay, so 4-part series. We have all of the replays on YouTube, but not for too much longer, okay? So if you haven't watched part 1, 2, 3, then you need to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. And after this, you need to go, watch. It's a Friday night, okay? Or this weekend, watch it because it's not going to be up for that long. Okay, so be sure to watch this series. It's really, really good. And it's important when you're dealing with fibroids. Let me say that again. It's important when you're dealing with fibroids to understand what's going on with your body because too many women are not understanding what's really going on when they have fibroids. They don't have the full picture, and that's to your own detriment. And that's why you're making decisions that actually are detrimental to you, like these surgeries and all of these fibroid procedures, right? That actually do more harm than good, okay? Hey, Marsh, welcome, welcome, welcome. So as you're coming in, ladies, let me know where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country. Let me know where you're watching from, okay? Before we go ahead and get started on our topic today. Again, it's a really important topic. Shit, Florida, okay. Hi, Angel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, Florida. We had somebody for Florida yesterday. Yes, please like and subscribe. We're also streaming from YouTube. Please like and subscribe, okay? If you haven't already, thank you, Marsh, okay? Let me know in the chat where are we from? Where are we watching from, okay? We have a great live today, very informative. Share this with somebody you know that has fibroids, please, okay? Were you on earlier? I sure was. We did part 1. We did part 3 of the series. Brooklyn. Okay, Marsh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we have New York, we have Florida. Where else are y'all from? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Hi, YouTube. Be sure to click the like button, the thumbs up button, okay? So the algorithm could push this out to more women. More women need this information. It's too many women with fibroids that are lost out here, okay? So be sure to click the like button, YouTube. Now, for those that are watching me for the first time, whether you're watching from YouTube or you're watching from TikTok, okay, hi, welcome. Hope that you guys are all doing well. Okay, I want to welcome the ones that are watching me, that are just coming in, that are watching me for the first time. Also the ones that are returning. Thank you for returning, okay? So we're talking about the emotional and energetic root causes of fibroids. That's important for you to know, okay? For those that are new, welcome. My name is Sasha. I'm a holistic womb specialist, in case you're new, okay? I partner with high-performing women and help them dissolve fibroids and also reverse reproductive health conditions. And that is with my womb detoxification framework that targets the root cause of fibroids and reproductive issues, such as endometriosis, adenomyosis, ovarian cyst, PCOS, even fertility issues, okay? So this is what I help women with. This is what I have been helping women with for years. Completely heal from fibroids, completely shrink and dissolve their fibroids, reverse endometriosis, adenomyosis. I've been able to help over the years hundreds of women, work with many, many women, as well as have women take my courses. Hundreds of women have healed using my protocol, okay? Using my courses, working with me personally, okay? So I love what I do because what I do is all about getting to the root cause of these issues and putting the power back into women's hands when it comes to their health, when it comes to their healing. It's important for you to, a lot of women feel powerless when they have these reproductive health conditions. They feel completely powerless. It's important for you to understand that you have power over your health. You have power over your womb, right? So it's important for you to understand that what you do, the way you live your life, right? It does reflect back in your womb health. So never think that you have no power, okay? So we're gonna talk about the energetic, the emotional root causes of fibroids. Share this with somebody you know. Marsh asks, so are all the replays in the series available for now? For now, but you want to watch the replay as soon as possible. This is part 4, okay? They will be taken down. Where are you from? Where? The U.S. I'm from the U.S. I don't know. I'm in Spain, but I'm from the U.S. So, Ella, where are you? Where are you located? Let me know in the chat where you're located. Okay, so let's get started. TikTok, we need some likes. Again, like I always say, TikTok, tap on the screen because guess what? Oof, you from a country that I can't even pronounce. Oof. Spain is amazing. It's beautiful. It's sunny every day. I love it. Girl, I can't even, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but thank you. Welcome. I'm happy that you're here. Hello, I'm happy that you're here. Everybody wants to leave America. Everybody wants to leave America. Everybody tells me that. But y'all, if y'all want to leave, leave. Don't, like, it doesn't make any sense. I wanted to leave America early this year. I left. Right? It's just a decision. Make it happen. Okay? Yes, please share. Please share this live with more women. Okay, now let's get into our topic. Okay, thank you for the likes, Adisha. Thank you for the likes. Yes, can we get this up to 1,000 likes? Can we get this TikTok? Can we get up to 1,000 likes before we get started? Because like I say all the time, thank you, Barsh. Like I always say, this is not information that your doctor is giving you. Your doctor is not giving you this information. Okay, this is why we still are dealing with, a lot of women are still dealing with fibroids. Your doctor is not telling you the root causes. Your doctor is not sitting you down and explaining these things in, how can I say this, and showing you the big picture. So we need some support over here, okay? We need to push this out to more women. A lot of women are dealing with these issues. They need this information, okay? Thank you, Married in the Woods. Thank you, yes. Like the video. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Now, let's talk about it. A lot of women don't understand it, don't know that fibroids are a physical manifestation of unresolved emotions, okay? Unexpressed emotions, okay? So what does that mean? That means that the emotions, the unresolved emotions that we have buried, that we have suppressed are still there. Fibroids are the physical representation. So things like anger, right? Things that we're holding on to, fear, things such as, past sexual traumas, heartbreak, childhood traumas, guilt, grief, the things that we haven't dealt with are still there on an energetic level, right? We're even going to talk today about how your unburied dreams also, these represent fibroids, right? So fibroids are a physical manifestation of these issues, of these unresolved things that we've buried. We don't understand that the body keeps score. So even when you suppress things, they're still there. They're still there on an energy level, right? They're still in the body energetically. So these emotions, they're suppressed, that you've suppressed, that you've ignored, they create energy blockages in the body. And for women, particularly in the womb area, the womb serves as an emotional vault on an energy level. We going deep today, okay? This leads to fibroid development because when we are holding so much in the womb, when we're holding so much in the womb on an energy level, that puts the body in a state of stress. That puts the body in a state of stress, okay? So yes, let's like the video. Thank you so much for liking the video. Many women don't realize how the womb stores these traumas, these emotions that we've experienced in the past, but we hold on to. A lot of things that you haven't dealt with, you haven't expressed, you haven't processed through, you've suppressed, they're still there. These unresolved feelings, they manifest into physical symptoms. This is why I always say when women are dealing with heavy bleeding, really bad periods, what are you holding on to? What are you holding on to energetically? What are you harboring energetically? You're dealing with, a lot of women are dealing with lots of anxiety, right? A lot of your stress that you're holding on to, right? Of course, your periods are going to be chaotic. Do you understand how spiritual the womb is? Okay? So when we have things like anger, relationship trauma, that past relationship trauma, right? Sadness, frustration, when these things are suppressed, they create energy blockages in the body, particularly in the womb area, right? So these things, when we talk about emotional blockages, they disrupt the natural flow in our body on an energy level, right? They disrupt the energy in your body, and they lead to, this is why it impacts your physical health. Fibroids, endometriosis, adenomyosis, heavy bleeding, right? So the things that you're dealing with on an energy level impact your physical health. Okay, so emotional trauma, I'm talking about the trauma, whether it's from childhood, the things that you've held on to that are still there in your subconscious mind, okay, that you haven't dealt with, that you suppressed. And I know this because I used to suppress trauma and pretend that it didn't happen. That's not how you deal with it. It's gonna still be there, okay, on an energy level. These emotional trauma, they manifest in physical ways. The painful periods, again, the bloating, the really bad periods, like this is, your body speaks to you through symptoms. Don't you know that? And fibroids is a symptom of, again, it's a symptom of because it has deeper root causes. It's a symptom of what's really going on in the background. This is why I say you shouldn't be worried about the fibroid. You need to worry about what's caused the fibroid to occur. And that's in your body. When we talk about holistic health, body, mind, and spirit, body, mind, and soul, everything works as a whole. So if we're having physical issues, every disease has a spiritual root cause. If we're having physical, physical health issues, there's an energetic root cause. There's a spiritual root cause. Okay? So that's important. So fibroids often are the symptom of deeper emotional struggles that we're having, right? They're not only a physical issue. Emotional blockages, right? And these things, like I said, you might be saying, oh, well, I'm fine. But what are we carrying? What are we harboring? That whether it's from the past, whether it's now presently, things that you're going through, right? Whether it's from ancestral trauma, whether it's from things that you've been passed down to you, what are we harboring? Okay? So true, Sasha. That's why I'm so glad you always say diet and exercise is not enough to get rid of fibroids. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, exercise has nothing to do with fibroids. That's one thing I don't understand. Women think that, oh, I change my diet and I exercise. What does exercise have to do with getting rid of fibroids? Absolutely nothing. Yes, you do have to move your body. Please exercise, but that doesn't have anything to do with getting rid of fibroids. You have to take care of your mental health. Absolutely. You have to, you cannot suppress your trauma. Your body keeps score. Okay? Your body, oh, Crystal's your friend, Marsh. Okay, welcome. Thank you for introducing her here. So fibroids is your body's way of telling you that it's out of balance. Emotionally, physically, energetically, it's your body's way of telling you that it is out of balance. Fibroids. That's something you have to understand. So fibroids reflect emotional stagnation. It's not just physical stagnation going on in the body. When you have fibroids, right? You guys know our body is energy beings, but also physical beings. Things have to flow and move in the body, right? So when things are stagnant in the body, right? This is when the waste starts to circulate, right? This is when things start to circulate and things are not being expelled out. So when the waste and excess hormones and toxins are not being expelled out, they're causing stagnation in the body, physically, but also, guess what? Energetically, right? So fibroids also reflect emotional stagnation as well, right? So this is important for you to understand. So this is why when I'm working with women that are with fibroids and other womb issues, we're also doing shadow work. We're also addressing those hidden parts, right? Those hidden things that we've hid. And when people hear about shadow work, they think it's evil, it's demonic. No. It's literally hidden parts of you. It's things that you suppress, right? It's things that you suppress in order to function, in order to perform, in order to feel validated. It's you, okay? It's a part of you, okay? So when we talk about, earlier today, thank you, yes, please like the video, please share. And if you're watching on TikTok, you need to also be subscribed to our subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we have part 1 through 3 that you also have to watch after this. This is a 4-part series. This is a mini masterclass, by the way. Okay, so I addressed earlier today when we talked about part 3, how we talked a little bit about cortisol, right? But let's talk about hormonal imbalances, because guess what? If we're carrying stress in the body, if we're carrying emotions in the body, that's going to lead to stress. That's causing a state of stress in the body. So when you have fibroids, when you're dealing with these high cortisol levels, when the hormones are out of balance, the body's in a state of stress. This is why you have the horrible periods, your hormones are out of balance. This is why we have the fibroids. The body's in a state of stress. So when we have to understand that when we have fibroids, we also have a lowered immunity, okay? Yes. I always tell you guys how fibroids is a full body issue. So chronic stress and anxiety, these things cause high cortisol levels, which disrupt our hormonal balance. So you think a lot of women, when I talk about hormones, they're asking, how do I balance my hormones? But what you need to be asking first is, how did your hormones become out of balance? That's number one. Okay. So when your hormones are out of balance, when your cortisol is high, when your cortisol is high, this is what causes things like fibroid growth. This offsets your hormones, causes a ripple effect in the body, and cause fibroid growth. Fuel fibroid growth. This is why people can have their fibroids grow from 2 centimeters to 13 centimeters in 1 year, or multiply from 1 fibroid to 5 fibroids. I've seen it time and time again. Glad I ran into you. Just left the hospital. Fibroids got bigger. Now I have a cyst. I'm in pain. I'm so sorry, Harper. I'm so sorry. I think you were here earlier. I'm not sure, but I'm so sorry. You're definitely in the right place. You're definitely in the right place, okay? So when we have prolonged cortisol, when your cortisol levels are high for a prolonged amount of time, when they're elevated for a prolonged amount of time, this disrupts your body's natural flow. This disrupts your hormonal balance, right? But it also affects other hormones like estrogen and progesterone. So a lot of people are like, well, how do I lower my estrogen levels? You can't go directly to the sex hormones. You have to address the foundational hormones. And you have to address why your hormones became out of balance. And that's number one, cortisol and insulin. Those are the foundational hormones. This is why if you were in my free masterclass a couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys the hormone hierarchy. Somebody told me that's the first time somebody's ever broke that down for them. Okay, the hormone hierarchy. And that is so important. You have to, this is why I'm all about getting to the root cause of the problem. You have to address why your hormones got out of balance when you are addressing your hormonal imbalance. You can't just take a pill and your hormones are balanced. That's not how it works, right? That's not how it works. We have to stop chasing our symptoms and actually do the work to get to the root cause of what's really going on in the body and resolve it, right? So this is how we get estrogen dominance. That high cortisol causes estrogen dominance. And ladies, I talked about earlier today in part 3 how estrogen dominance is the deadly root cause of fibroids. The reason why I call it the deadly root cause of fibroids is because of what it can lead to. What it can lead to when it's unaddressed, right? Things like other estrogen dominant cancers. And when you have fibroids, you are estrogen dominant. Question, is it important to have a healthy immune system? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to be healthy, absolutely. Right? You have to have a healthy immune system. If not, oh my goodness, your body's susceptible to so many issues, so many conditions, so many health issues. It's very important. Okay? So when stress is high, cortisol levels are chronically high. The body becomes less effective at metabolizing toxins, metabolizing estrogen. When your body's in a state of stress, it's not able to get rid of toxins, right? Lowering your immunity. Okay? This is why women that have fibroids when women have fibroids, it's so easy for them to get other health conditions, such as anemia, such as other reproductive health conditions. This is why a lot of women will have fibroids and endometriosis, fibroids and adenomyosis, fibroids and PCOS, fibroids and cysts, fibroids and extremely heavy bleeding, fibroids and anemia, like fibroids and thyroid issues, fibroids and autoimmune disorders. This is not a coincidence. And a lot of women don't understand. They look at these issues when they have multiple health issues as separate, and it's not. It's stemming from the same root cause. okay? Your body works together as a whole. That's one thing you have to understand. You've been taught everything's separate, but it's not. You've been taught that way to keep you in confusion, but it's not. It's not. So when your body is not able to metabolize estrogen, get rid of toxins effectively, this contributes to estrogen dominance, resulting in things like fibroids, endometriosis, heavy bleeding, perimenopause. I talked about perimenopause in part 3 a little bit. And so that's not something that has to happen. That's a reflection of bad health, not a reflection of your age. Okay? Let's make that very clear, because when my clients work with me, we balance the hormones. Every perimenopausal symptom goes away. You've been trained by the medical system that your body as a woman, dysfunctions after a certain age, whether it's 35 or 40, that your body is just can no longer function after a certain age. That's not true. You've been indoctrinated. You have to unlearn that. Your body doesn't just decide to just go crazy because you're a certain age. We have to understand this, okay? We have to understand this. You've been indoctrinated. And the medical system doesn't understand the female body 100%. It doesn't. This is why so many women have fibroids, endometriosis, heavy bleeding, and all they have for you is surgery, or they will try to take out your uterus. Okay? That's one thing you need to understand. When it comes to, I said this earlier, when it comes to fibroids, when it comes to other reproductive health conditions, the doctors don't really have anything for you but surgery and birth control. Okay? So your body doesn't dysfunction after a certain age. That's your health. So stress impacts the liver's ability to process estrogen effectively as well, fueling fibroid growth, contributing to fueling fibroid growth. Stress not only impacts your hormone levels, but also contributes to inflammation in the body. This is why when you're dealing with fibroids, your body's also highly inflamed, right? And like I said earlier, it puts your body in a position and at risk for more serious issues such as estrogen-dominant cancers. Thank you, 𝐤𝐞𝐞𝐤, for liking the video. It puts your body in a state of stress and also raises the risk to develop certain cancers. And this is not me saying this. This is studies saying this. I don't understand why the fact that doctors are not telling women this is scary, because more and more women are being diagnosed with uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, breast cancer, more than ever. And these are women that once had fibroids or heavy bleeding or PCOS, because when your body's estrogen dominant, it's also, like I said, it can attract cancer cells, estrogen dominant cancer as well. This is why it's so important to do the work and get your body out of that state. It's resolvable. It could be resolved. Estrogen dominance can be healed, right? So you want to heal it before it gets to a state of breast cancer, uterine cancer. These cancers the rates are going up. And the mortality rate when it comes to Black women is high, even in 2025. Because they have lied. Well, they have told you, oh, fibroids, you have nothing to worry about. It's not a big deal. They've lied. So I did a video earlier today where somebody was asking me, well, I thought my doctor said that fibroids are benign. They're not cancerous. They're not. The fibroid itself is non-cancerous, but the environment in the body could attract cancer. Okay? Fibroids are precursors to more serious health issues. It's your body's engine, light going on. So you have to take this seriously. It's your body's engine light on. It's a red flag. And I said this yesterday. When it comes to red flags, when it comes to anything else, we'll recognize. Well, how come when it comes to our body, we don't make a big deal about it? Relationship red flags, everybody talks about that all day, every day. But when it comes to your actual health, your vessel, not everybody, but a lot of people just disregard that. I think that's very sad. This is the body that you are living with every single day of your life. So When your body's in a constant state, and when you're dealing with fibroids, when your body's estrogen dominant, your body's in a constant state of fight or flight. Like I said, your immunity is lowered. And when your body's in a state of fight or flight, it's impossible for you to heal. You have to take your body out of that state. You got to take your body into a parasympathetic state where it's able to heal. Okay? It can't heal in the sympathetic state. So chronic stress weakens, when the body's in stress, that weakens your immunity, okay? Which prevents your body from clearing out toxins. So this is why a lot of women that get fibroids, women that have fibroids, they're filled with, I was telling you yesterday, it's your body being filled with toxins and your body attempting to encapsulate, the waste. So it developed the fibroid in order to try to keep you safe, so the waste doesn't go to the vital organs, okay? So also too, healing from fibroids. Let me make this very clear. It's not just about your diet. It's not just about your diet. I had somebody come on here the other day tell me that she's been dieting. Why does she still have fibroids? It's not just about diet. This is why I don't give diet and lifestyle hacks on here. They do that in many other videos and you guys still have the fibroids. Okay, so what does that say? It's not about diet and lifestyle hacks. It's about healing your mind, your emotions, your body. This is deep work. And when we talk about the energetic, when we talk about the emotional root causes and the womb healing and how the womb is a portal, I really get deep into that stuff. If you enjoy that, hearing more about that, I get deep into that in the Sacred Womb letters. You can subscribe to that. It's free. There's a free tier, but in the paid tier, we go a lot deeper, right? And I'm showing you the how. In the pay, I think it's like $22 a month. But for writings that are, because a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people don't understand how the womb is a sacred organ. So I really dive into that and how deeper womb healing truths in that, in the Sacred Womb letters. I have a lot of content coming up. It's going to be really good. So subscribe to that. If you want to get on the free tier, that's fine. So, but anyway, healing from fibroids is not just diet. It's not just diet and lifestyle hacks, right? You also have to heal your body, heal your mind, heal your emotions. We have to address that trauma that you've been holding on. That's what I help my clients through. Address that trauma you've been holding on to. And I said this in my other live. I said that a lot of women have been indoctrinated. Well, women in general, as a whole, have been indoctrinated since birth, since before they got their first period, that it's normal for women to suffer. So you have to unlearn suffering in your life. This is why, because, when you get your first period, your mom, a lot of your moms or whoever tell you it's supposed to be painful. It's supposed to, oh, that's just part of being a woman. No, it's not. You've adopted that line of thinking, and this is why you think you're supposed to suffer on your period, and this is why you suffer in other areas of your life. You accept suffering in other areas of your life, including your relationships. A lot of you guys, marriages, your workplace, in your friend group, in your family, you'll accept suffering in other areas of your life because you've been indoctrinated that suffering is normal. So this is why you have to unlearn that. You have to unlearn unlearn normalizing suffering and stop normalizing suffering. And it starts with your period. Your period should not be heavy. It should not be painful. It should not. You have to normalize not to suffer. Stop normalizing suffering. Okay? It is not women were not put on here to suffer. A lot of you guys, it's a belief that you hold in your subconscious mind, because of what you've been told and this, things that the way you've seen other women living their lives, suffering all around you. You got to unlearn that. Okay. So this is why holistic health is so important, because it addresses all aspects of health, your emotional health, your physical health, right? Your spiritual health. So if we're dealing with fibroids, if we're dealing with womb issues, we've neglected ourselves physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Yes, there's neglect there. So what does that say? We have to return back to self. As we do this work to heal, we have to return back to self. Okay, I want to make that very clear. So the womb, right? As beautiful and as, this portal, this gift that we've been given is a center of your creative energy in a woman's body, right? It's your feminine center. This is why when you guys talk about just taking it out, just hysterectomies, it doesn't make any sense. It's your feminine center. So it's a space where life is conceived. And not just life, also visions, also opportunities, projects is conceived, it's birth. Is deeply connected to femininity, like womanhood, creativity as well, transformation, right? The woman literally goes through transformation when a baby, right? When a baby is there, when a baby is growing there, right? So when this energy is blocked, right? When this energy in the womb is blocked, when we're dealing with fibroids, this manifests physically as womb issues. Fibroids, adenomyosis, heavy bleeding, right? Painful periods, reoccurring miscarriages, issues with conceiving, okay? So when this energy is blocked, this will manifest into physical issues. Your womb is more than just a physical organ. It is an energetic organ. So like I always say, when we're dealing with womb issues, you're going to see that reflect into your life. A woman that is dealing with womb issues will also deal with overwhelm, unhappiness in her life, stagnation in her life, not being able to move forward, right? It will be hard for her to move forward. There'll be unhappiness somewhere, and unfulfillment somewhere. Whether it's her job, her workplace, her career, or her relationships, there's a block there. Just like there's a physical block in the womb, there's an energetic block in the womb as well. So it's important for you to understand that the womb becomes a storage center, an emotional vault for emotions that you're not ready to feel, that you're not ready to deal with. That's why it's so important to deal with these emotions, to bring them up, so that your womb does not continuously become a physical, emotional vault for this pain and this hurt that you've dealt with. The things that your heart is not ready to feel, you will bury it on an energetic level in the womb. Okay? So let's talk about unfulfilled desires, because this one is big. These fibroids don't just represent your emotions, also unfulfilled desires. How many women, and I've talked to so many women over the years, how many women, right, had dreams of, for example, I'm gonna give you an example, had dreams, have buried their dreams, whether it's marriage and children. A lot of women that have fibroids have buried this dream, whether it's, a different career, whether it's traveling the world, whatever, they've buried their dreams. So women that have fibroids are often carrying unfulfilled dreams, unfulfilled desires, whether it's longing for more creative expression. And I've had clients that, again, whether they were in film or just wanted to open another business, but there was fear there, right? You have these dreams that you're scared, that you feel stuck, you feel stagnant, that to actually take action on. So the womb is a creative organ. So when we have blockages in the womb, again, this can affect fibroids also represents blocked creativity. You're not able to create in your life. This could be anything. So there's also a deep desire for deep, authentic relationships. A lot of us, this is not everybody's story, but that could be it. There's a desire for that, but it's not happening. Also living in your purpose. There could be you may have something that you know is your purpose, you know in your soul, but you feel stuck. You feel stuck for whatever reason, right? So when you ignore your desires, when you bury them and just put dirt on top of them, your true desires, those things that are burning in your soul, or when you suppress them, they become buried in your energetic field. They become deep wounds that manifest as physical imbalances in the body. Yes. This is why it's so important. If you have a deep desire to take action on it, okay? And this is why when I'm working with women, you start to see as they're healing their womb physically, like their life starts to open up. More opportunities start to open up for them, right? They become more anchored in their womanhood. They become more fearless, right? the things that were stopping them from taking action on their dreams or whatever they wanted, those things start to clear. Those blocks start to clear. Okay? So you have to understand, listen, you cannot go around holding unfulfilled desires, ladies. Okay? So as you're healing your womb, this is why we have to bring up the emotions, the things, the unfulfilled desire. We have to bring this stuff up, right? Some of us have buried things so deep that we forgot, right? But they're still there on an energetic level. That's why we have to do some real shadow work, some real hidden work, some real, how can I say this? Inner work. When we're healing fibroids, when we're getting rid of fibroids, this is why the womb healing is not just a physical journey, okay? So all of this blocked emotional energy, these emotional blockages, they affect the body's natural energy flow, causing stagnation, leading to these fibroids. Like I said earlier, fibroids is stagnation. There's a lack of circulation physically and also energetically. This is why a lot of women that have fibroids are anemic. They have low minerals. They're also dealing with things like cellulite, varicose veins, swelling. There's a lack of circulation physically, but it's also energetically as well. Okay, so the first step of healing your womb, you want to reconnect with you. You want to reconnect with you on a deeper level. You want to reconnect with your energetic center of your womb and release this negative energy. Start to work through this stuff. Start to process through this stuff so we can't hold on to the traumas that we've been through. Right? It don't matter how much trauma we've been through. We've all been through trauma. You holding on to that is literally keeping you sick. You have to start to release it. You have to start to do the work to release it, no matter how painful it is. Okay? You got to release this stuff. These energy blockages, this emotional trauma, you have to restore energy back into your body, back into your field. Okay? That's important. I know it's hard, but that's the work that has to be done. That's the work that has to be done, right? So it's important. So to truly heal fibroids, to truly dissolve fibroids, and also prevent them from coming back, we have to address the root causes. And that does include the emotional and energetic root causes, right? This is why my clients get such powerful results. We don't just address physical root causes, also energetic and emotional, right? That goes beyond just shrinking fibroids. Right? That goes, yes, we're shrinking and dissolving fibroids, but that's also, rebalancing your hormones. This is also, again, addressing the things that contribute to fibroid growth, the emotions, the lifestyle, right? So when you work with me, you walk into the program. How you walk into the program and how you walk out as two different women. Is more connected with you, more connected with your soul, more connected with your intuition. Right? More connected with your womb. Instead of being disconnected from your body, disconnected from your womb, and feeling out of control and lost. Not just with your health, but in life. Okay? So it's not just about the diet and the physical changes, ladies. It's also the emotional root causes, the energetic root causes, right? It's also about reconnecting with your inner self. A lot of us are living life in autopilot. There is no connection with self. You're just going. There's no connection with self. You cannot live life like that. This is why I always say the womb healing journey is like a self-love journey. It's the same, it's adjacent to the self-love journey. Okay? This approach is what creates lasting change. This is why women will go through, again, when they go through surgeries, they're not addressing the emotional and energetic root causes. They're not addressing the physical root causes. This is why it's so easy for them to get fibroids again right after surgery, right? Also, womb healing is connecting with your femininity as well, connecting with your womb. Because a lot of women are disconnected from that. They're living life in overwhelm. They're living life in stagnation. They're living a life that they're outside of their purpose. They're not living in their purpose. A lot of women don't even know what their purpose is. They're literally just living and existing. They're not actually living. They're just merely existing. That's a sad life to live in. You being diagnosed with fibroids, you being also diagnosed with these womb issues, is your soul crying out to you. The way you've been living your life is not conducive to you healing. It's not conducive to you thriving. Okay? That's what's really going on, right? And a lot of you guys intuitively, you already know that. You already know that you cannot keep living like this. So everybody, I mean, TikTok kind of quiet today. I don't know if you guys are taking notes. I hope you guys are taking notes because the replay won't be up for that long, right? This is our 4-part series, part 4. The energetic and emotional root causes of fibroids. You have to understand the connection with fibroids. A lot of women are living their life based on others, like their things that their family projected onto them, their partners projected onto them, society projected onto them, but it's not really them. They're not living the life that they truly desire, right? They don't have, how can I say this? You don't have the audacity to really live the life that you desire because you're so worried about what everybody else thinks. You're too busy being a people pleaser. After this, we die, okay? I don't know if there's other lives after this, but after this, we die. So if you're not living life on your own standards and your own desires, that's sad. You better make a change. Okay? Life is short. Life is short. So it's all about what you want for you. This is why I love when my clients, it's a lot of women that have worked with me, they have opened like businesses that they've been wanting to do for years. They're, I have one client, I'm gonna repost her. She was stagnant in her film career for the longest time. Now she just released a film. And I'm so proud of her because I know she was stuck for so long. And part of her healing journey was getting her back into her creativity, working on her creative hobbies, the things that she was passionate about, working back into her purpose. A lot of times with work and with life, we forget about our desires and our purpose. You can't do that. You can't do that. You have to get back to your purpose, right? I'm not saying that you can't do your responsibilities. You can, but you have to make time for you, your soul, your purpose as well. So I say all that to say, listen, when you have to take autonomy over your health, over your reproductive health, over your life, and stop living a life that you feel as though you have no control over, right? This is why when people ask me about, well, how can you not be stressed? And I'm like, you as an adult know what creates stress, right? What is stressing you out? So then cut those things off. It's not that hard, but we make it hard. Do you have clients with calcified ones? I do. I have had and do have clients with calcified fibroids. A lot of women that have fibroids, they're calcified. Some know, some don't know. Especially if you had fibroids for a very long time, more than likely they are calcified because the longer you have these fibroids, the more they start to calcify. So I do. Calcified fibroids are more, how can I say this? They're more complex to shrink and dissolve, but it can be done, right? But it can be done. We have to do a little bit more, but it can be done, okay? So I want to reiterate that, okay? And also have clients with very large fibroids. We do have, for ladies that are wanting to work with me, we have our 6-week womb healing experience open. We start on Monday, our pre-holiday round. The reason why I wanted to do a pre-holiday round is because I wanted to powerfully work with women for 6 weeks to heal their wombs, to transform their womb health before we get into the holiday season. Because I know the holiday season, there's an increase of fibroid hospitalizations. There's an increase of fibroid symptoms during the holidays. So it's important for you before we even get to the holiday season to get your head on right, get a plan, start shrinking these fibroids, dissolving these fibroids before we even get there, right? So during the holidays, you'll know what to do. You'll be focused because I'm trying to work with women that are passionate about being fibroid free before 2026, or at least by the time it's 2026, January 1st, they're on the trajectory to be fibroid free very soon. Okay? I'm not trying to work with women that just want to feel a little better in the meantime. I just want some relief. No. I'm working with women that are desiring to be free of fibroids, that want their life back, that are ready to do the work. So if that is you, you're interested, the 6-week womb healing experience is open. Again, we're taking clients right now. We start on Monday, the 13th, okay? The last day to register for the pre-holiday round is Sunday at midnight, and that's Eastern Standard Time, okay? So if you want more information about the 6-week womb healing experience, TikTok, be sure to click the link in my bio. If you want YouTube, be sure to click the link in my description box if you want more information about our 6-week womb healing experience, okay? So I hope you guys learned something today. Again, this is a 4-part series. This was part 4 of our 4-part series, okay? We had part 3 earlier today. We had part 1 and 2 yesterday. These are like mini master classes. I want you guys, if you're watching from YouTube, from TikTok, and you've been enjoying this, you need to watch the part 1 through 3 because it's not going to be up on YouTube for very long. It's in the live stream section. YouTube, you need to watch part 1 through 3 if you have not already. It's not going to be on YouTube more than likely very long. Okay. I don't see any questions in the chat. Everybody was quiet. I hope you guys were taking notes. Okay. But this is it. This is it for tonight for our series. Yes, I'll be back live. If you want to know when I'll be live, be sure to click the link in my bio. Subscribe to the email list. Also, I want everybody to subscribe to, if you enjoyed this live today, if you learned a lot, if you want to learn more about deep womb healing truths, I'm talking about, we talk about how the womb is a portal, how the womb is a transformative organ, and how you have access to that too. If you want to learn how powerful your womb is, you need to also be subscribed to Sacred Womb Letters, okay? And we have a free tier and a paid tier. Get in that paid tier. I'm telling you, you have access to deeper trainings and deeper truths, and also you're also gonna have access to worksheets and things like that. We're gonna go deep, especially this month of October, as it gets closer to Scorpio season. Okay, we're gonna go deep in the paid tier with the shadow work. You're gonna learn a lot. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I love Sacred Womb Letters because, again, I can really, like I said, go deep. This is for women that are ready for that. So if you feel uncomfortable with this, the womb, meaning this type of information, not for you. Okay, and that's okay. But if you want to learn deeper womb truths, I know that we have some spiritual women in here that want to learn more and deep and more about how society has suppressed the feminine, right? And how the medical, there's been a war on the womb for many years, and they're winning now. And how that was able to happen, and why that. We go deep in the Sacred Womb Letters. So go ahead and subscribe. We have amazing, for the next few weeks, we have amazing topics coming down the pipeline. Okay, especially for the paid tier, and that's the womb codes library. Okay, that's the paid tier. All right, I think it's $22 a month. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this live. Again, subscribe to my email list, subscribe to Sacred Womb Letters. And also, if you want to work with me and you want to be fibroid free, if you're ready to dissolve your large fibroids, or how can I say this? Well, significantly shrink your large fibroids in 6 weeks, significantly shrink your calcified fibroids, yes, in 6 weeks, dissolve your fibroid belly, dissolve the smaller fibroids, because that can happen in 6 weeks, yes. Get rid of all of your symptoms, completely reverse estrogen dominance, and also restore your hormonal balance. You need to be joining the 6-week womb healing experience. These are things we've done for our clients in the 6-week womb healing experience. Restore iron levels, completely heal their menstrual cycle. So now they went from, I told you guys how my last client in the 6-week womb healing experience went from wearing pull-ups during her period to having now a 4-day regular pad light period. Okay, so there's that. You're in Jamaica. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those that are coming in, be sure to watch the replay of this live. It's not going to be on YouTube for very long. My YouTube link is in my description box, okay? My YouTube link is in my bio for TikTok. What size is considered a small fibroid? Hey, Shanti, welcome. Below 5 centimeters. Once we get to 5 centimeters, we get long. But we could still, but if you have fibroids that are over 5 centimeters, during 6 weeks, we could significantly shrink that. Okay? We could significantly. So for ladies that, just to give you guys an overview, I had a client that had a 6 centimeter fibroid. We completely dissolved that in 3 months. Completely gone. It could have been even shorter than that, but that's when she checked. That's when she got her MRI. It was gone. There was no hint of it left. Okay, so there's that. All right, I love you guys. Have a great, well, it's night for me. I'm in Spain. But have a great day. Watch the replays over the weekend. I'm not going to have this up very long. Okay, bye.